Hello everyone, it's SK95. Welcome to my new Let's Play of Pikmin 1. This game was released originally on the GameCube, Wii, and including now the Switch. So anyway, let's get started into this. The impact site. My name is Captain Ulama. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts missing, parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmosphere centers indicate that the planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I cannot repair the dolphin by then, no, I better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. So, the game plays, if you play on the Switch version, plays extremely similar to the GameCube version, where you essentially have to play the game where it's basically a reticle, and you have certain objects moving around. However, I will talk about that later. Another thing is, the game is upscaled more like a port directly. It is not essentially like an HD scale up, it's just mostly a port. So, first things first, let's go see what this is. For all those new people, yep, that looks like something that you only see in new games. If you've only played Pikmin 4, well, that's how they looked in 1 and 2. A strange thing has appeared before me. I barely had begun my search when it reared up as if it was waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. When an onion is open or awakened, there is something over here. You have to wait a little bit, but now a leafy stem is on the ground. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has produced a little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of the wind. I cannot help but think it's calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Now, what is this A you speak of? Press A. And we get ourselves the adorable Extraordinarily. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pikmin carrot. Pikmin brand carrots. I love so much. I think I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I am intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A. Then I'll call it to my side with B. Perhaps we'll react to pressing X, moving R while holding L as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. ZL to snap the camera behind Omar, R stick to rotate the camera, ZR to zoom, and up and down on the R stick to change perspective. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. Now, these controls are similar to the ones on the GameCube. You zoom out, change your perspective by holding down the R button. As you see, I'm changing my perspective. Now, you can actually zoom even further out or go all the way in to actually change your angle. Typically speaking, I like to get the zoom out a little bit enough, not super out, because super out makes it a little bit more, well, I guess congested is the word for it, because I can't exactly see what I'm doing if I'm doing it like that. Now, you want to throw this Pikmin, hold it with A, What does this Pikmin think of me? I must observe its reactions. The more things I try, the more reactions I can catalog. I shall attempt to grab and throw it with A and call it to my side with B. Pressing X. I already did this before. Why in the world is it talking about it again? Now, despite what we may think, if you line it up with the actual area of flower there, you don't want to do that. Instead, you want to be a little closer. Good job, me. I already missed. Now, you want to be a little bit further. You don't want to actually be, like, too far ahead. As you saw, it smacked it and knocked it out in one hit. You want to do that. Bringing that pellet over there will get absorbed by the onion, and then it causes it to sprout more seeds. Astonishing, the onion has sowed more seeds. The small red pellet that the Pikmin harvested after cutting out a flower appears to have some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study a strange life form more. Now, I should probably go in detail of, like, what the Pikmin we have. So, in the first game, you only have 3 types. This one is one of the only 3. This is a red Pikmin. Red Pikmin are immune to fire damage, and also have a 1.5 times multiplier on their attack, meaning they basically do the most damage out of any of the Pikmin types. In more modern games, you're actually very good idea to have these Pikmin because, well, these Pikmin do a lot of damage, and you'd rather have these Pikmin at all times. Now, unfortunately speaking, they don't move that fast. If you mash the A1 while picking, by the way, if you have more pellets there, as you saw, I basically grabbed more even though I was mashing the A button. That essentially allows you to do it much faster. Now, you want to go and throw these Pikmin on this 5 pellet right here, because if you give it a 5 pellet, it'll go sprout 5 more Pikmin. We need to do this to move this box requires a grand total of 10. So, usually this game is an RTS game. It's similar to the other Pikmin games, as well as the fact that it's the first one. So, it's a lot of waiting and doing things, however, in the first day, it's honestly one of the shorter ones. So we just want to keep an eye on doing this. So, day 1, very easy. Now let's get these Pikmin over here, and once it gets absorbed, you can actually call the Pikmin while after it, and actually allow them to do that and get the pellet back. We want to get this pellet as well. Anything above your ground, by the way, it will have a tough time. There we go. Now, we can't do anything with those Pikmin a little bit yet. We want to get enough Pikmin to actually reach 10, so we want to actually wait a little bit. There we go. Alright, good. Now just waiting for the Pikmin to drop the pellet into the onion so we can actually keep this going. You can only get up to a certain number of Pikmin in the first day, so you cannot get way too many. He's going to go back to us at least, so now we've done that, we actually want to throw Pikmin on this box. This will cause the Pikmin to actually push the box forward and allow it to actually be out of the way. You need the Pikmin to continue through the game, and you really need a lot of Pikmin in total. There are limits to the Pikmin that can possibly do, and Pikmin do not react well to certain hazards, but I'll go into that when we encounter those hazards. The Pikmin are curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all that I've learned of the Pikmin conduct. Approach and hold the A to pick spreads. Press A to grab Pikmin. Release the throw. Press B to call them. X to dismiss. Move R while holding up the command and control the group. Use ZL or up or down. That's right, where it controls perspective. I should record this in my computer and access it with Plus. Same information we've already seen. We don't really need to talk about that information because it's not needed. This, however, is a ship part. First game, you have to go after these, and the red's acting funny. Amazing! There's no mistaking it! My ship engine rests before my very eyes! By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get back to the dolphin? I don't know, Omar. Very interesting. Ironically enough, you actually want to wait on that a little bit, because as soon as you grab that part, you're actually going to end off the day, and you don't want to do that, so I recommend first going this way and getting the pellets that you can see here. You want to do this, trust me. Now, I can't exactly talk about the whole change Pikmin perspective, because unfortunately, you can't do that yet. Now, even though it says you can go up to 5, one for each, you can actually throw 2 on them and actually speed up the process. Since I threw 2 there, I actually sped them up, so that means they go faster going back to the base. Well, rather the onion. You want to do this no matter what. Some Pikmin don't go to the traditional route of, supposed to go to the direct route. They instead go to a set path that's programmed in the game. So you can't exactly manipulate their paths too much. You need to grab these pellets anyway in order to get the engine anyway, so it's not like you need to worry too much. Now, the first day, you're pretty much self-explanatory. Oh, dude. Pikmin acting funny. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me if I was no good at routine tasks. I was not doing any routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done one by one, so holding A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I notice that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright color. Other times they revert to pale hue and come with a dim glow. Pay attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. What he said there has some use. If a Pikmin is basically on the field without anything to do, this happens. They have a glow and they essentially are not part of your group. You want to keep an eye on this, because you're going to need to make sure you get every Pikmin in your group without any worry. Otherwise, you're basically going to run around trying to look for where the Pikmin is missing. You want to make sure you have every single Pikmin with you before the end of the day. So, we're not going to worry about that yet, because I can't talk about that, because we're not at that point yet. So, let's first get these Pikmin out of the way, and 3 more. There we go. Let's go back up, and get the camera to zoom out. Thank you. So, despite what you may think, you can actually check to see if there's anything in this box, because it's opening. So, you can throw Pikmin on there, and see if they react well. There is nothing in this, so there's no worry too much. Let's check to see a little bit more of the area before we grab that item. We cannot do anything on this rock wall yet. Trust me on this one, you're basically waiting on this one. We can't break that yet because we're a bit blocked off and we can't exactly go there. As you can tell, it blades into the environment, so those things were not exactly made to combat with the environment like more modern takes. Anyway, let's throw these Pikmin on there. You need a grand total of 20. If you go for 20, you're fine. There we go. Good. This should speed up the process a little bit. So, a lot of waiting is probably one of the biggest weaknesses of Pikmin games, so I can't exactly control that, especially when you only have one type of Pikmin. We need to get more. Now, we are not going to come back here for a while. Wait a minute. I saw that Pikmin pellet. I need it. Okay, good. Well, you guys can get it. There we go. Now, I got... Guys, the AI on Pikmin in the early games are, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Do I say good or bad? No. Darn it, game. Yeah, Pikmin AI are very bad in the early games. No offense, but AI has been terrible in the early games. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stop these guys because I can't exactly get that treasure piece yet because I want that chip part yet because I want to grab that pellet and the pellets. Okay, there we go. I hate the more change of the controls because I don't like the fact that I have to use GameCube controls. I'm so used to the Wii controls, it's so much easier. Because you're better at aiming and you don't have to worry about the control stick nonsense, but still not exactly as fun. Although, I don't know why they're stopping. They got stuck by a ledge, so unfortunately, since the AI is so bad in the original, you gotta be careful with this. Ay. Alright, let's get that one out of the way. Good. I want to get 2 more Pikmin because, well, even 25, and even 25 is always good. Now, unlike more modern games where you basically have them immediately be able to be plucked no matter what, you gotta wait a little bit. A lot of the first game has been a lot more wait and gain, so you gotta wait a little bit on this. See? And there we go. Okay, all the Pikmin in the area are completely cleared, I believe. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. I've got pretty much everything. I remember correctly, I only get 25 in the first day. So let's throw all the Pikmin on this and have them bring this ship part finally over there. And with that, the engine is now back and the dolphin goes back upright. Which is actually the thrusters and the actual thing that goes going. Sheesh. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step towards home! Toward home! My ship can be once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn brightly. More brightly. But what has become the remaining parts? The shirts. Starts tomorrow. That shirt starts tomorrow. And this is known as an end of day. Make sure you get every Pikmin before end of day and don't throw them off the area. They'll automatically go back to their onion at the end of the day, so don't worry about them too much. I'll talk about this later when we get to the next part of the day, because guess what? We're going to be doing 2 days per episode. This means I have a lot more time to keep doing this, but let's listen to the actual gameplay. Day 1 since impact. I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion left off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or they have merely decided to join me for other reasons. Either way, it seems that they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I cannot recover all of them, I may never return home with my family on the planet Hookate. Now this shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below, as it holds the key to my survival. I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. And this is a population of telling how much you've gotten as sprouted, lost in battle, and left behind. Left behind is left behind at sunset. Lost in battle is basically defeated by enemies. I'll talk about them when we get to there. Save the game. Now, normally I wouldn't worry. We're worried more about saving the game, but we're fine. Next area, Forest of Hope. The Forest of Hope is your first area. So, for a second area in the game, so we're going in here. We can't do anything in the previous area anyway, so we're better off going to the Forest of Hope and dealing with everything here. As we landed, the onion has also landed with us, so we don't have to worry about too much. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I'll call the Pikmin out of the onion. All you need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A. Yeah, like the original game, you're gonna have to press A in order to get an onion go into it. It's not combined into one onion like in the more modern games, so don't expect that. Also, as you notice, there's a timer on the screen. Yeah, every day equates to 13 minutes. 13 minutes. No. Okay, I'm trying to get the pellets, but... There we go. Good. Now, this game is honestly not one of my more favorite Pikmin games, but I need to start somewhere, and Pikmin 1's actually the area we're going to start with. Do not touch this onion or pellet yet, because honestly speaking, you don't want to deal with that pellet yet, and it's not exactly worth the effort. You want to break down this wall. We gotta wait a little bit before breaking down the wall. Now, 13 minutes is a short time. If you're not prepared for it, you're going to run into a lot of problems. Now, if you try to grab an onion with pellet with the wrong type of color you have, well, essentially you only get 1 Pikmin versus 2 that you normally do if you get the right color pellet. Now, there's grass over here. Let's actually cut that grass down as soon as we get the chance to, as soon as this wall's down. So we're going to talk about that. Although, I probably can get away with just walking into it, because guess what? Walking into it causes them to pluck the grass. And let's see if they actually drop something out of this. Having 2 Pikmin on the grass duty is not exactly good, because guess what? If they absorb any nectar, they turn into flower Pikmin. Another intriguing discovery, a local variety of the grass produces a similar flowery nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin flavor seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and particulars of these Pikmin, flower Pikmin. Now, flower Pikmin are interesting. They are faster, they do not trip as much, and they essentially deal nothing change too much. Now, you want to make sure you have a lot of flower Pikmin, so this is why there's a bundle of grass here. There usually are at least 2 budgets of nectar normally, but looks like our luck's not exactly holding out. Unfortunately for the case of the point, we only got 1 nectar, and you can throw as many Pikmin on a nectar as you can. As you see, the flower one's catching up. First instance of an enemy is a Bulborb. Or rather, a small Bulborb. If you drop an enemy's Pikmin on top of an enemy, like a small enemy right there, they instantly die. So, yeah, you want to do that. Now, you want to get caught by them, so you want to be careful. If you throw a Pikmin on there, yeah, it's not going to be easy. There you go. You want to save the Pikmin as you can, because getting deaths is not exactly something fun you want to get. So there you go. You get 5 there, and then you can throw Pikmin on a corpse. You want to do this. You want to get as many corpses back to the base if you want to bring up your numbers, especially at the beginning of the game, since we don't exactly have many numbers. Now, you want to angle yourself so you can actually throw Olmar around the area, and unfortunately, it looks like Pikmin are not exactly smart. Sometimes the AI is going to be fickle, where they just pick something entirely instead of picking, you know, the thing you're supposed to, but whatever the case, whatever. More small bulborb, and there's a big bulborb right there. You want to kill that thing quickly. Oh, crap. I lost an Pikmin already. And great. Get out of here. Ah, you are annoying. Well, that got us a number. How annoyingly tragic. Where are you going anywhere? Ah, great. He's not being smart. Whatever. Unfortunately, Pikmin 1 is something that's unavoidable. You cannot avoid getting at least some death. So don't expect to avoid any deaths you possibly can get. Now, knowing for a fact, I think I'm going to have to go and grab the pellet again because, yep. I predict out the Pikmin entirely, and it's very predictable for those Pikmin to do that. Getting a 10 pellet's actually well worth the effort, especially when you want to get a lot of Pikmin out of the way. Now, you want to get as many Pikmin as you can on your second day, because it's a big thing you want to do. Rushing through the first day is actually a little bit tricky. The second day is actually a bit trickier than you may think, so you want to be careful. There's more bundles of grass as you see in the game, so we're going to actually get this pellets as we can. I want to get enough Pikmin where I can actually deal with that big bulborb, because big bulborbs are very dangerous. More grass. I think there might be nectar in this one. Okay, good. A lot of nectar. There's a lot of nectar. Alright, good. We got a lot of Pikmin out of the way. We have at least 67. I would have had 68, but whatever the case. I don't care that much. Losing a Pikmin doesn't exactly worsen me. I just don't feel the need to worry about the Pikmin too much. Unfortunately, because you have to pluck a lot of Pikmin out of the ground, you're going to have to run into the risk of plucking a lot of them. Now, you don't need a huge amount of Pikmin on the first day, because you're not going to worry too much, because having a lot of Pikmin numbers on your team is great. However, they run the risk of dealing with Pikmin that you really don't want to deal with. By the way, in case you're wondering, you can switch around them with I believe it was the... No, that's not it. There it is, the X button. You can switch the variant to the flower leaf so you can actually throw them in this item right here. Now, 40 of these Pikmin have to go on this because guess what? This is a very good split part. It's a mandatory one, honestly. Why? It's the internal fuel dynamo. It has unlimited energy supply. I don't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. It'll make my fight for survival a bit easier. You need to get at least some of these areas. Now, bomb rocks. If you play modern games, do not think you can just carry any Pikmin and have bomb rocks. In fact, you can only give Pikmin a specific type of Pikmin bomb rocks. No, I am not joking. Now, you want to get Pikmin on several tasks at once, so you want to actually throw Pikmin on these tasks at any point. Just keep an eye out what your Pikmin are doing, otherwise you're basically going to run into the issue of your Pikmin's going to be doing something at the end of the day, and then they get left in sunset eaten by the predators. Yeah, keep an eye out. Now, you're going to need at least a good amount of Pikmin to do it. I pressed mashed A button. Darn it. Did not mean to do that. As you see, the ship's more complete. Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This should be light things up. No more candles for me. I have now recovered 2 of 30. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. You want to increase your ship's capability. Oh, you look, 69. Now I'm more disappointed I have 69. Now, a lot of the leaves are not exactly good, so... There we go, 71. Alright, camera, thank you. Now, Pikmin will work on their job no matter what if they're doing something, so don't worry about them too much. Now, we're not going to worry about the water. Now, this big bulborb is going to be a pain. Now, you want to approach it from the back, otherwise you're basically going to get eaten by the mouth. Now, I think I'm on it. Good. Now, mash the A button. Go a little closer so you actually hit them. Okay, crud. Unlike the more modern games where the bulborbs are easy to deal with if you just throw in the eye stalks, this one does not have that, so... Expecting no Pikmin deaths from this thing is near impossible, so don't bother. And when we get the corpse, we gotta recover our numbers after we lost some, so we're good. And throw this one there. And hey, what are you guys doing? If the Pikmin give up on trying to grab something, their AI will actually force them to stop doing that. Let's throw some Pikmin on this wall, because we're gonna need to do this. And the day is already halfway over, so let's be careful. My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly, so it's best for me to review my monitor data. Across the top of my monitor data is the sun meter and the data display. On the bottom is my space shoots, damage, and the fader, and the Pikmin gauges. On the left, the numbers reflect the Pikmin numbers and my command, Pikmin in the field, and total the number of Pikmin, including those on the ends. To adjust my monitor, I can move R, stick, and rotate camera, ZR. Okay, this is basically a lot of information we've already expressed before. I don't need to talk about it again because the game likes reiterating a lot of the same mechanics that you need to talk about again and again and again. It's something that I found that's a weakness in the game, so I'm not going to bother talking about them again because it's a bit the same as always. Now, getting a big enemy to an onion is actually really good. Especially if the Pikmin are the ones that kill it. As you saw, I got 12. And I think they're almost done with their job. They should be almost done. Now, you can't exactly do anything with this bridge afterwards because there's nothing left you can do. You gotta wait for a little bit, and you can't exactly go over that area. If Pikmin fall in the water, it's one of the worst things, because guess what? These guys cannot swim. Red Pikmin are incapable of swimming, so do not expect to swim. Now we're done with that. Let's focus primarily on getting this wall down. Flowers, as you see, follow me far faster, while the leaves are lagging behind. Now let's throw this Pikmin on there and try to gain speed. If you throw a lot of Pikmin, that's not good. That's really not that good. Yeah, you can throw them above the gate if you're not careful. So you want to throw it in front of the gate so you don't have to worry about the Pikmin going down too much. If they lose the action to actually go up to you, so they essentially have to deal with the nonsense. So thankfully, though, we actually managed to get the wall down too easily. It's falling apart very quickly. There we go. Sheesh. Now you want to throw it on the small one first, because the small one will actually gang up with you being in the way, so... Cried. The big one followed me. Now, you gotta run away from it because it's not gonna exactly stop chasing you until a certain point. As you see, it's finally stopped. Gotcha! Sheesh, annoyance. Now, you gotta wait for the bulb to turn around. There's a limited space where it can actually turn. Like that. It'll eventually stop and try to go back. Doing this allows you to actually throw the Pikmin on top of its back. If I can grab it. If you throw under their butt, by the way, it's actually a better strategy because they actually can't react to it, so it's actually really good. Anyway, doing this allows you to get to another onion. This onion is a yellow onion. Now, if you're playing the more modern games, yellows mean it's immune to electricity, right? Wrong! Yellow Pikmin in this game are not immune to electricity, they instead are different. So since we destroyed with the reds, I'm going to actually throw them on, keep these Pikmin there. So we're not going to worry about this too much. Alright, grab this, get this Pikmin out, and it's a yellow Pikmin. Yellow Pikmin are different from the ones in the more modern games. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests it's one of the one. This one has what? In circles, it could be considered very large ears. Looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways it may be different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closer. I can hold the Pikmin for a brief moment with A and press up the R button. Follow the explanation. Immediately get a Pikmin, yellow Pikmin onto the candy butt button and do that. Now, I'm not going to be focusing on my reds for a bit, so I can't exactly do too much. So, because of this, I don't need my reds for this. And instead, I'm going to leave the Pikmin in the onion. You're probably wondering of the benefits of this. Well, there is a few. Leaving Pikmin in the onion is not exactly a bad thing, and you want to leave Pikmin on the field if you don't want to pluck them. Now, we want to do this in order that way we have less of the red numbers out. You're probably thinking, why the heck would I lower my numbers on purpose? Let's get to at least 50 in the onion, because guess what? You want to do this. Now, I'm going to actually disband them with the minus button. Nope, that's not it. Disband was... How would I disband again? I remember disbanding in this game, or am I thinking something else entirely? Probably disbanding is... Oh, jeez. You're right. Alright, that's it. That's it. You guys are being thrown. I don't care anymore. I just need to get you guys away from me so I can actually focus on primarily the yellows. You want to leave them on the base. If you're fine at leaving them on the base, it's good. Now, we did that, we're fine. I want to get that out of the way because we need to get our yellow numbers up, and if you do not get enough Pikmin on the field at once, you essentially have to be careful of the Pikmin numbers. No, not that. Yeah, if you stand too close under it, it's going to trigger it, and it causes it to actually go and try to pick things. Not good. Now, we're reaching a close cycle of this day, so we want to be careful. There we go, and I believe I can throw it now on this, unless the AI decides to. Nope, we're good. Now, you want to get these numbers up. You don't want to worry about the rocks yet. You actually want to worry about this later. Now, yellow Pikmin are different. They have the ability to grab bomb rocks, and throw them. They are the only Pikmin in the first game that are capable of doing this. Second game, they lose that ability entirely, and instead are immune to electricity. Third game, they gain back the ability to grab bombs again, just because of the sake matter. Alright, there we go. Yay, why do you keep grabbing the wrong thing again? Now, yep, and yep. Okay, there we go. Only 10 in there. Ah, crud. You're doing it again, guys? Come on. Okay, fine, whatever. Just do that. You're gonna have a lot of pellets to throw at, so you're not exactly too concerned about too much. Now, I want to get at least some Pikmin there, because we're gonna need a lot of Pikmin pellets. Oh, darn it. You guys are not gonna be cooperative. I'm just gonna throw you guys the pellets. Now, we're done with that. Let's actually throw some yellows on these bomb rocks. Now, you want to be careful when you throw, because you're gonna have to switch with these with the bomb rocks with the X button, because it's a bit more tricky. The other Pikmin picked up some particular stones. Why did they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin, but what are these strange glowing stones? Apparently, glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate there is some transparent locked away within. This merits further research. Be careful what you throw, so you want to be careful. These Pikmin are separate from the normal Pikmin, so instead, you want to press the X button, press the same button that you did with swapping. You want to hold them with R. Yeah. These Pikmin throw bomb rocks, and instead, the bomb rocks explode, causing the wall to crumble. The glowing rocks that the yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know that these stones can be used for powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. But they seem to be able to blast the stone walls that block the pathways. I may be able to use them against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. When I throw bomb rocks carrying Pikmin and give them orders, they toss their bombs at nearby walls or obstacles. The power of these bomb rocks is tremendous, so I must keep my distance. If you do not do this, by the way, guess what? The Pikmin will actually die quickly. Alright, good. Got the Pikmin out of the way. Hurry up. The sundown is happening right now, so we want to be careful. My clock is indicating the approach at sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions in their own, but if they don't call the stragglers and add them to my group, they may not be able to get back. I'm sure that the Pikmin still playing are safe. I'm still somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. When it's dark, the predators come out and you're essentially screwed. Now I'm gonna throw these... Game, thank you. Thank you. Sheesh. Now, you don't have to... Where are you guys going? Guys, come on. As I plainly pointed out, the AI is dumb. Alright, grab these rocks. We're gonna have to worry about these rocks, so throw them at the wall. I want to get the bomb rock done so I can actually get there. You want to be careful of the Pikmin AI. If you want to... Whoa, X. Okay, plus. We're going to keep an eye on where our map is, so unfortunately for me, I don't have the access to the map yet. If there's any Pikmin are on basically outside the onion or free, I know for a fact that the ones near the ship are free Pikmin, so yeah, I think I'm fine. 16 here, 16 here, 83 over there. Yeah, we're fine. I'm fine to leave the Pikmin out in the field because they're not exactly too... Whoa, no tripping. Tripping actually means that they're unable to be getting back. If you want to end the sundown immediately, go to sunset and you're completely fine. Now it's the end of the day. All Pikmin will go back to their onions no matter what, even if they're onions at a distance. If you want to skip past this scene, you can mash the A button, so you're not exactly too concerned to do this, but still. We only got a few things done, but I'd rather make sure the area's open up so we can actually bum rush the rest of it. Bomb rocks restore themselves every day, so you want to get the bomb rocks out of the way. Now you're probably thinking, why can't Omar breathe in this area, environment and planet? That's one simple reason, and one reason alone. His species do not take well to carbon dioxide. It appears that many of my ship parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar. I should be able to use my radar sec screen. How would that improve my chances? Then I'll be only able to press plus to locate on parts. And yet there seems to be many solid life forms here. If I'm attacked and my suit takes damage, I must return to my ship, press A to in front of it, and press A to hold to repair it. Place where I must return to my suit's damage meter at the bottom left corner of the screen. We lost 2 in battle, but we're fine with that. They're reds. The reds are typically the most numerous of your type. Save the game. And we're done with the second day. And if that, I think we're ending this off right here. Next time Pikmin, we'll go back to this area once again. See you all next time.